Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We back at you live one more again on a Thursday night in the place to be. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to everyone gonna be on the replay game. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all show some love to my lovely wife, Takar. Appreciate everything you do. She holding us down, and we're gonna be on the road again this weekend, man. Going to the KINOVA facility tour, so it should be a lot of fun, man. Definitely looking forward to that, man. Everybody in the chat, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and Hulk smash that notification bell. Appreciate the support. Real quick, where you can find us on IG, Herp Collectors, as well as the Herp Collectors Network. You can also find us on Morph Market. Definitely go check out our page, man. Like I told y'all last week, man, it's hatchling season. Hatchling season is upon us, man. So definitely about to have some snakes and stuff posted in the very near future, man. Getting some meals in them, and then we're gonna have them posted up on Morph Market. So definitely make sure you're checking that out. Also check us out on Facebook and check us out on your favorite audio podcasting platforms. Clutch Conversations is available on all major podcasting platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever. Definitely check us out on there, man. And when you're out there checking us out, please be sure to follow, rate, and review. Appreciate the support. Also, make sure you're supporting both USARK and USARK Florida. The link for both of those organizations is in the description of this video. Definitely, man, support those who supporting us, man. They out there fighting, helping protect our rights as reptile keepers, man. So definitely show them some support. Whether you get a membership, you drop some donations, you supporting USARK auctions, whatever you can do. And definitely make sure you spread the word, man, about both these organizations that's helping protect our rights as reptile keepers. Man, we got a packed lineup coming up for you over the next 7 days. And real quick, too, another one, too. Tonight, shortly after this episode, we do have an episode with Robin from Redline Shipping. It's going to premiere at 10 p.m. It is a pre-recorded episode, so definitely go check that out. We're breaking down Animal Con and kind of the experiences there. Real cool, fun episode, so make sure you check that out after the show. And then this Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, be sure to check out Control Corner with the homie Ro. He's got Dimitri coming in the building as well. It's gonna be a dope show, man. Really looking forward to that. This episode 4, man, they just been going like super hard with this show, man, and I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely learning a lot. So, man, definitely come out and check it out this Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this Saturday, man, we having episode 9 of Double Clutch. The future of ball pythons, a market on the edge, man. We're gonna be kicking it, and we actually got some special guests on this show. So the homie Matt not gonna be available, but we got Justin from Armless Angels, we got Steven from Morphs Constrictors, and we got Josh from Mantooth Captive Bred Reptiles. And we all actually gonna be in the same spot because we're gonna be at the KINOVA facility tour, man. So this should be a lot of fun, man. Definitely looking forward to it. And also, man, if you haven't joined already, make sure you join today. Double Clutch Patreon, man. The Patreon community is growing, man. We got a chance to chop it up with the homie Keys and Wiz last night, talking about the Patreon and kind of all the benefits of the Patreon. So definitely make sure you go check out Whiskey Wednesdays, Balls and Things. Check out that replay. Tap in with the replay game last night. It was a dope episode. Had a lot of fun, man. Just chilling with the fellas. And definitely, man, listen to the parts we're talking about all throughout the episode. And also, man, check out some of the gems we drop about the Patreon, man. The Patreon is super fun. Hey, we're going to pay some bills. We're going to kick these sponsor videos real quick. Then after that, we'll be right back. Ready to take your game to the next level? Join KINOVA's Patreon and access a treasure trove of exclusive content. You'll get deep dives into the latest genetics, breeding strategies, and market trends. Whether you're curious about the direction of established genes or want projections on the next big thing, the KINOVA Patreon has what you need. With memberships available up to the student tier, there's no better time to learn from the world's leading ball python designer. Elevate your game. Join the KINOVA Patreon today.
Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life.
In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with wetter morphs. Big shout out to the sponsors. Y'all make sure y'all give them a follow, man. Check out what they got, because all those fellas producing some heat. You already know. We'll see what we got in the chat tonight. What's good, James JNS Exotics, man? Big time support always in the chats. Appreciate you coming out, homie. Morph Master J, here's Johnny. What's good, bro? Appreciate you coming out. Aaron, what's good? Battle Up Balls in the building. The Pink Panther himself. What's good, Sammy? Appreciate you coming out. Got Eric's Morph Factory in the building. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Big Will 217 Pythons. Appreciate you coming out, bro. See what else we got. Big Bosa, the Sultan of Support himself. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. 352 in the building. What's good, Brian? Appreciate you coming out. Got Lucky's Python in the building. What's up, everybody? We got the sis Crystal from Neurofy Exotics. What's good? Appreciate you coming out. Got the Python Prince in the building. What's good, Snake folks? What's good with you, homie? Big Dan, what's good? Vision Quest Reptiles. The Pie Man, what's good, Dwight? Appreciate you coming out. We got the homie Pat. Hey, you gonna be at KINOVA this weekend, man? Let us know in the chat, man. Looking forward to seeing you if you're gonna be there. Double Clutch Patreon in the building. What's good, Nikki? Appreciate you coming out. Irresistible Ball Pythons. Big shout out to Brian too. Also, Double Clutch Patreon in the building. Hi-Fi Herp, what's good? Like that name, what's good? The homie Emilio, what's good? Appreciate you coming out. Ro, host of the Chondro Corner. Appreciate you coming out. The homie Craig, looking forward to seeing you this weekend at the KINOVA facility tour. Eric, what's good? Appreciate you coming out. PJ's Creations in the building. And we got more Forge in the building. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Hey, if you haven't checked out their show, is tight, man. The production level on that show is top notch. So make sure you go check out that show. Airs every Wednesday. And if I'm not mistaken, forgive me if I quote the time wrong, but I believe it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I did get it wrong, definitely drop it in the chat, man. Hey, we're going to stop it right there. We're going to kick the intro. And then after that, we'll be right back with the homie Brock, who has brought everybody and their mom out tonight.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. Spit this cool.
Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this?
Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts.
Episode 147. My bad. Morphinary Arts. Hey man, my bad.
Hey, I'm 146, dog. 146, dog. Come on,
I
man.
got the wrong one on there. I was like, oh man. And so it's crazy, bro, because I've been ripping and running like crazy today. And so I was trying to like get everything together at the last minute. And then as I was talking to you and getting ready to go live, I realized that I didn't have the intro and the outro loaded. So I tried to do it on the fly. We're gonna have the outro right though, man. We're gonna get it together, man. My bad, man. But
You all good. You all good, G.
Morphinary Arts. What's good, homie?
I'm great, man. How are you living?
Doing good, man. Cannot complain, man. Been looking forward to it. Like I said, on IG, man, it's been long overdue, homie.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you know what? And let me tell you, I appreciate you, man. It's a platform. You've had Justin and Ozzy and all these other like big names on here. So I feel I'm humbled to get put on here. Anytime I'm on, when I did Trap Talk or anything like that, like getting to be on the same platform as a lot of these big name breeders, and it's very humbling to me. And I really appreciate the opportunity. So shout out to everybody in the chat, fam. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate you.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Like I said, man, you brought everybody and their mom out tonight.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, the fam runs deep, so you know I really appreciate them. We always support each other, and we just have the best community in the whole world, man. Of all the hobbies, I've had a lot of hobbies, right? But this is the best community in the world, man. You can really find your tribe because all of us to society, right? We're all a little weird to the normal society, right? The amount of people that came up to my table this weekend when we did that show talking about, oh man, y'all some weirdos with these snakes, man. But y'all looking right. But you're in here looking right. But you think about, man, we like a small 5%, 2%, of the population, man. So us as a community coming together, man, and just all being on the same page and rolling together, we all we got is us. So I appreciate everybody that's out here supporting like that.
Big time, man. And so one of the cool things about like this industry, this community, man, is you get people from all different walks of life. You know what I mean? Like people who might not have otherwise come together if it wasn't for the shared passion for these animals. So that's cool, man. I mean, you got folks that they got like a 9-to-5 office job. You got folks doing construction. You got people just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's sharing this same passion too. And interesting point about what you said is like how smaller percentage we are of like the population. And I look at that as like so much opportunity for growth. And one of the big things that's going to help like really feed that growth, you know what I'm saying, is the community, man. Because once you get in and you see the first thing to draw you in obviously is the animals. And then once you start like connecting with people and building that community and you just kind of like see like that whole vibe, man, it's crazy, man. And you get addicted.
So I think what's great is we have a kind of the platforms and how everything is now, the YouTubes and all that, man. We have such an awesome opportunity to bring new people in, to influence new people, to show people what we're about. I remember when I started, right? And I decided, hey, I want to get into breeding. I was going to a reptile show. I thought I was going to see, this is legitimately, nobody take this offensively. Like I thought I was going to see a bunch of biker dudes and a bunch of white dudes that didn't even want me there. Like this is what my perception of it was because I'd never been in it, man. The kids wanted one as a pet. I'm seeing these things. I'm like, this is so cool. I want to get into this, right? And I had no idea what I was going to walk into. And then you just see the amount of representation that we have in this community, all races, males, females, everybody, all sexualities. Like we have such an amazing community, a mixed community with so much representation. Like everybody can find their place here. And I think it's really awesome now with the outreach that we all have on all these social media platforms and speaking out so people can really get like other people that might not know, that might be thinking like I did. We were ignorant to what the community is. And you can really see like your people are here, man. Your people are in here. And it's not, not just the animal thing. And we're all very accepting of each other. And if you're not, you get ran out. You've seen how that worked already a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? But, it's just such an amazing community. The animals, of course, that's what we're here for. And we want to really strive for. But man, I could never imagine leaving the community. You know what I mean? Like these people that get out because they can't make money. Like how you leave the animals, which should be your passion, and how you leave the community. This is all my friends. Like I pretty much only got friends now. You know what I mean? Like because that's what we're about. It's all day long, just talking about it all day long. My girlfriend be like, "Yo, get off the phone." I'm like, "I'm texting about snakes, bro." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we was laughing about that last night too, man. Just man, like you hop on the phone because like I'm the type of guy like I love to hop on the phone and just chop it up about snakes, man. Like you might not catch me on the phone all the time unless I'm talking to like my mom, my sister, or something like that. Obviously, like me and Takara, we talking face to face. But man, I get on the phone and get to talking about snakes with the homies. Next thing you know, 60 minutes, 90 minutes done passed. We've been on this phone this whole time. We got other things to do, man. The time just fly by. You know what I'm saying? Because you're enjoying it.
100%. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a phone talker. I really hate being on the phone. Like I like face-to-face communication. But yeah, like you said, you get on the phone, and you start talking about these projects and these snakes and what you're working and what's coming up, and man, the time all just flies. And all of a sudden you're like, dang, how I be on the phone like this, bro?
Exactly, man. Real quick, shout out to the homies above all scales. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you. The homie Elias, what's good, man? Appreciate the super chat.
Bro, Elias already starting in.
Can't wait to hear about his
Elias already staying in
this year. Yeah, we definitely gonna tap into that, man, because we got some things to talk about. Hey, but you mentioned the show. What was that? This past weekend, right? Yeah. So talk about Scales Expo, how that was, your experience there, your takeaways.
Yeah, just real quick shout out because I saw some, my day one real ones in there. MJ, Emilio, Dan, Joe. I just wanted to shout out y'all personally. Thank you for stopping in. That's my day ones. That's why I'm in the position I'm in, from influence from those four right there. So anyway, Scales, fucking great show, man. Let me tell you what, Ryan really, really puts on an amazing show. The marketing that he put into it, the venue that he put into it, we had a ton of traffic on Saturday. It's the best show I ever had. So it's the best show I've ever vended. It's the best show I've ever had. This down ass market, right? This market that no one can sell snakes that they're selling out of. I sold 12 snakes this weekend. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it.
Nice. That's what's up, bro.
Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? It ain't, the market ain't dead, bro. Your hustle's dead. You're making the wrong shit and you don't understand how to market yourself. Even the pet people, everybody that came up, man, I got endless positive feedback, compliments on my setup, on my presentation, on my display, on my animals. I didn't have as much ultramel as I wanted to because all that shit's in the incubator still, but I have the ultramel stuff out there and it just looks so much different when you walk around a ball python, a show where you walk around and see the pythons. Everything looks the same kind of, you know what I mean? We know there's differences, but to someone who's not a pet person, a lot of it looks the same, but then you get these bright ass ultramels popping out and that neon orange black pastel joint popping out. People, they want to come gravitate and come look at it and they want to come see that then. And then my presentation, I got so many compliments. I do like these black and white gems in the bottom of my displays that really pop the contrast and it just looks completely different than everybody's setup. So I was real proud of our presentation, how we showed out. I was really happy with the sales we did and the customer service that delivered. I had some people Sunday, they came back, they showed up to buy a snake because their neighbor bought one from me on Saturday and told them how good it was. Like that's the best, that's the absolute best, compliment I can get is that I delivered such a good customer service that somebody that wasn't even going to come to the show showed up to come buy from me the next day. So, that, and then we had 4 or 5, I think 5 people buy shirts. They didn't buy snake. They wanted to wear my merch and my brand. Like this is kind of crazy, from where I got in to get to this point where people recognize me. They're coming up. Hey, I follow you on Instagram. I want to buy your shirt. I want to rep your gear, man. It's amazing. I feel very blessed. I'm very happy where I'm at right now. My daughters were a great help. My girlfriend and her daughter were a great help. And it was an amazing experience, man.
Nice.
You can tell I was excited about it. You can't tell I was excited about it.
That's dope, man. Somebody who wasn't even gonna come to the show came to the show because they heard how dope your snakes were. Yeah, that's dope, man.
But the customer, it's customer service, and this is something. And I've talked about this in chats before. Like, bro, we don't prioritize the right things in this industry. All the market is dead, people. Like. The snake, you can buy a snake unless you got the real exclusive shit. So basically you're Justin, you're Ozzy or something like that. Like everybody's kind of got a mix of the same thing. Like the snakes don't sell themselves anymore. This ain't 2020, 2021 where there was a very limited number. Like, there was one visual het DG clown on the market. You know what I mean? Like the snakes don't sell themselves like that. People are buying from people. People aren't just buying the animal for the majority of us, right? People want to buy from people. So how do you market yourself? How do you make your brand known? How do you gain a reputation? And how do you really help that customer and talk to them? I had a couple guys come up to the table that they weren't ready to buy, but they have been watching shows, they've seen the Instagram and all that, and they were talking. And other breeders, they were saying other breeders just dismissed them at the table because they didn't want to talk to them because they was wasting their time. But I gave them 15 minutes and we talked, and they got my card, they gave me a follow, they wanted to see it. Now that maybe they don't buy from me now, but that's a future customer in 2 years from now. You know what I mean? And that's benefits all of us, because now that's another person in this industry. And all these expensive snakes we have, like, people forget about this. Now I'm fucking ranting, my bad. So
go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I love
all this shit that we make, people don't really want to think about, like, who's buying snakes that cost more than $300? Who?
Breeders.
Yes. So if we're all trying to make these $500,000 snakes, nobody's buying that shit for a pet. You get the occasional person with money that's going to buy the $500 pet, the high-end pet, right? That's going to buy a dreamsicle, that's going to buy an ultra pied because it's beautiful and they got the money and don't bother them, right? But for the majority of people, $300+ snakes, that's breeder snakes. It's either ingredients or it's a low-end or starting breeder or something like that, whatever. That's not pet people. So we need to have we need to inspire and bring in as many more breeders into this hobby as we can. Every time we lose a breeder, we've hurt ourselves, and people want to celebrate it like it's a good thing. You know, maybe if they was pairing, 20 pastel to inchies and they're just flooding the market with shit that nobody needs, right? Okay. Yeah. But in general, we need every one of us in here. We need every one of us, and we need to all be recruiting people. I heard that on another podcast. Now I can't remember which one it was, and I apologize because I'm not giving credit to you. It was probably Emilio and MJ, but like, all of us need to be out there recruiting somebody. Every month we all need to be recruiting somebody, because that's how we're going to continue to push this and continue to push the hobby. Because I only got in 3 years ago. When I got in, if I didn't get time with the show that I went to, that people didn't give me the time to really inspire me and make me want to start breeding and really start looking into that, I've dropped a whole shitload of money. A lot of y'all made money off me at this point. You know what I mean? And now I'm helping and I've recruited people into the hobby, and I'm pushing things forward too. And we all get to push that shit forward. So I don't think we put enough into, to tie the whole thing up, I don't think we put enough into our customer service and how we handle people, and then inspiring and bringing in other people as well. And us as an industry needs that to survive.
Oh, heck yeah. 100%, man. At the end of the day, man, if you don't have new people coming in, then who you going to sell to? You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, like, it just becomes something that is just not going to work out long term for everybody. So you got to be bringing people in, and a bunch of people say that too. Like Antoine said all the time as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody should make it their business to be bringing people into this hobby. You know what I mean? Because that's super important. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, as far as like us being like a tiny percentage. Like, imagine if like that just grew by 1%. It's a lot of that's a lot of people, you know what I mean? And then like just the incremental change in the percentage of folks that's keeping these animals could have huge economic impacts, you know what I'm saying, on the industry. So it's so important. And then that's more people who come into the industry who can support like USR Florida, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, like the rising tide just kind of like raises everything, you know what I mean? And so
imagine if we found another million people to come in, and another million people all paid their dues and all that stuff. All of a sudden, that's another $50 million that's going to support our fight. You know what I mean? And then
crazy impact.
If every one of that million people bought one animal a year, all of a sudden, them 40,000. All of a sudden, them 40,000 animals on Morph Market ain't that big of a deal no more. You know what I mean? Like we got to be out there getting these people, man, because this is how we all continue to eat and thrive, and that's how we continue to go. I hate, like, I laugh when I see people get out at a certain point, because it's like, after a long time, I decided to part with my whole collection. Unless you got a disability came up, or like something like a real life thing came up, how could you sell out of your passion? How could you get rid of everything? If something came up for me, you know what I mean? Like, unless I could physically not take care of an animal before, if I decided I wasn't going to sell them anymore, I'm still going to keep a couple. I'm still going to keep some. I love these animals. I come home, I open the tubs, and mess with them every day. I spend most of my time at home with my head in the damn tubs. You know what I mean? And handling these animals. How could you possibly sell out? I can't understand. Like, I understand downsizing. I can understand deciding you got in over your head. I can understand that, maybe breeding ain't your thing anymore. But to sell every animal you have, I don't get it, man. And then I look at that, like, you were in it for the money, so we're probably okay without you as an industry. And I think a lot of those people got weeded out at this point. But now we need to not be roping people in with money, because I know we did a lot of that in 2020, 2021, 2022. We roped them in on the financial gains. We need to be bringing people in on these animals, on this care and this passion. because we love these
100%.
animals. You know what I mean? We need to be teaching diversity. I keep 5 species now. You know what I mean? Because I learned how to branch out. I don't need to make money off these cribbos. I fucking love handling them. I love messing with them. I love it. I love dealing with them. You know what I mean? So it's the part of the industry, and I think we're almost getting to this point where we need to recruit people. We need to recruit them the right way. And I think we went through a period of time where we didn't recruit people the right way. I got a lot of numbers thrown in my face when I got in, but as I came to a realization of what the industry was, as it's come down, you know, I do a lot of financial analysis for work and all that stuff. So I've seen all this shit coming way super ahead of time. I run numbers all the time, but I would never get out. You know what I mean? I changed how I moved. I changed my strategy up but I'm okay breaking even or even losing a little bit of money because I love doing this, because I love
what you're doing.
dealing with it. You know what I mean?
And another thing that I saw too, like a few weeks back when I was at Animal Con, like one of my favorite takeaways from Animal Con was all the kids that were there.
Yes.
Like with goals to be like content creators. Like they were there, they were like on their game, like just talking to some of those kids. I mean, like 10 years old, dog, 12 years old, and just really talking with like a solid social media business strategy mindset. And that's so important for this industry because those kids, guess who they're going to attract? Kids. You know what I mean? Which is super important, you know what I'm saying, for the long-term growth of this industry. And so like that was one of my biggest takeaway from Animal Con was like how early these kids were starting and what kind of impact that's going to have long-term.
And you think, I mean, if you look at it also from like that standpoint, I can think of several very successful breeders that got in as kids, that they got an interest for. I'll just talk about Joey D. Shout out Meteoric Serpents, my day one. You know what I mean? He was like 10 years old when was like 10 years old when he got his first snake. You know what I mean? And his dad helped foster that. And now look at him. If we get more of those people and show them when we make quality content, you know what I mean? To bring people in, you know, rest in peace, Brian Barczyk, that we've lost that. Someone's got to fill some of those shoes because that brought a lot of kids in and brought a lot of people in, you know what I mean? And those are the people that grow up and become the new future of our industry. You know, my daughter right now, my oldest daughter, she decided on her own, it got nothing to do with me. She wanted to work a crested gecko project. I don't want no geckos, bro. The chameleons are hard enough. I don't want no crested geckos. So I told her, no problem. You're going to earn the money and you're going to save up for it. And I'm teaching her business now, responsibility, and she's building up to it. Now I ended up getting lucky because the guy I bought an enclosure from, he ends up, he was getting out of crested geckos and trying to get in ball pythons. So it looks like we're going to work out a deal. So I'm going to be able to get her some nice ones to kind of start with, you know what I mean? But now she's able to, at 10 years old, and she's telling me about how care, husbandry, the breeding, what she's going to do, her plans, and all this stuff. And it's like that. Oh, nice. Yeah. Like and she's exposed to it because she helps me work the snakes and all that stuff too. But she's found her own thing, and now I'm fostering her. And if we don't think that she's going to contribute to this industry in the future, you know, in 10 years from now, in one way or another, and it's going to contribute to everybody's financial success. And we really should be going after stuff like that, man. As again, recruiting as an industry. I talk, bro. My daughters stand out. Both my daughters at the show, they stand out. We got our ambassador snake, right? It's the first snake we ever bought. That motherfucker, you pet his head like a puppy. He don't care. He ain't a ball python. He don't ball up. He just stand there. You scratch his neck. Everybody thinks he's so cute. Bro, every kid that walk by that table, put on some sanitizer. Go ahead, touch him. Go ahead, hold him. Every one of them, and that's all. That's gonna be a core memory. You should see the faces light up. Their mom, ooh, a little scared. The faces light up. And we're talking stuff like that either. No. And they're going to be at home researching and trying to check out videos and seeing stuff, you know what I mean? And then when they're ready and they badger their parent enough, they're going to get one. Yeah, 10 years from now, when they're on a talk show, they're going to be talking about that experience. Hey, man, I was at Skills Expo, you know what I'm saying? I saw this guy, like, the setup. His daughters were there. They had a ball python. They let me touch it, and then I was hooked, you know what I mean? And I just think as an industry as a whole, we just do not put enough into that stuff, man. And that's our responsibility as this kind of lower level hobby breeders. That's our responsibility, man. That's how we build the future and keep this passion going. Because that's, in the end of the day, that's what it should be about. And that's what it's about for me. And it should be for everybody. Big facts. So you mentioned Joey D earlier. You also mentioned Emilio and MJ, man. And so those are like some of the questions I wanted to talk to you about as far as like relationships and building those tight relationships and why you think that's important in the industry. So I think number one, all of the world, not even just reptiles, is really a lot about who you know. You know what I mean? There's only so much you can figure out on your own without really being able to have that support system. And this isn't just snakes. This is life in general. This is your mental health. This is your work. This is everything. You need that support system. You know what I mean? You really need that support system and being able to build that up. So I kind of, when I started, right, I was like, I'm naturally introverted. I'm not big on talking and going out and things like that. So I was like, I'm just going to do these things. I watched enough YouTube. I knew everything. I watched every episode of Trap Talk at that time. It was only like 51. I watched every episode. I know how to breed these damn ball pythons. You know what I mean? And so I kind of tried to stay on my own for a little bit. And then I remember like my male, I had this male breeder, ultra male, right? And he regurged. And this is the first time I'd ever seen something. I'm freaking out, bro. What do I do? I can't find nothing to tell me about what to do with this. And I don't have connections like that. And that was kind of the first time that it made me realize, okay, I need closed mouths don't get fed. I'm not going to be able to do this on my own. And I really need to start working. So at that point, I ended up joining MJ's Patreon, and I was able to kind of start talking to people and build with people. And I remember maybe like, I don't know, a few months later, I'm looking at it. I'm ready to start dropping some more money. I'm ready to start spending some more money. I believe in myself. I had 3 clutches. I believe in myself, and I really want to try to make, bet on myself a little bit and put a little bit of commitment on this. I remember I called him up and I said, I messaged him. I said, hey, I want to talk to you. I want to pick your brain. I want to get with you. And we chopped it up for like an hour. It was a really great conversation. This is the first time I talked to him. That's that's one of my brothers for life now at this point. And it was because I did that, and that set me off to like talk to Ray, talk to Keys, talk to Emilio. I met all 3 of them around the same time, and then Dan Vision Quest. I'm wearing his shirt right now. Let me see if you can see it. Oh no, I can't do this camera. I'm bad at it. Okay, there it goes. I bought a snake with him, but I bought a couple snakes from him, and we just really instantly clicked and started talking and became brothers. You know what I mean? There's nothing I could do in this without it. I mean, look at the support we got in the chat. You know what I mean? People sharing things, really picking you up. We can get in this a little bit later, but when my cam clutch crashed and they all died, and I kept that to myself for a long time, and then I remember I mentioned it in chat one day. And just the amount of messages I got in chat and private messages and the messages of support, and talk to MJ, and because he's had to go through some loss. I'm like, bro, how do you deal with it? You know what I mean? I was crushed over this shit. And having that community really kind of helped push you, and just like, man, you pick up, man, learn, figure out what you did wrong and learn. Do you want it? If you want it, if the things that you're most passionate about, they're the hardest to go. If I was by myself, I might have ended it right there. You know what I mean? I might have been like, yeah, I'm done. I can't deal with this. But having that support system to really push you, and again, this is life, man. This is life in general. Your work, your mental health. I don't think anyone prioritizes their mental health enough and doesn't have the right support system to really think about that. We come from the society where you're weak if you talk about your mental health, and if you talk about your issues. Relate this to everything, and then take it back to the industry that you work in or that you thrive in, and this is how you find success. So I'm very blessed and grateful for the team that I have around me, and couldn't be happier. And I couldn't be happier to share it with them and my successes with them, and shout them out from the top of the mountain as well. So
that's what's up, man. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't think you should be ashamed of talking about your mental health. I don't think you should be ashamed of being able to admit, saying, that something is bothering you. I don't think it make you any less of a person, any less of a man, just whatever it is, man. Because if you can't acknowledge it, how in the hell are you going to address it? You know what I'm saying? How in the hell are you going to get through it? You know what I'm saying? And we all need help at some point in time. And so to be able to have those folks who can kind of help pull you through those tough times, man, is nothing but a blessing. I've lost animals too, man, and it fucking sucks, bro. So talk a little bit about the cam clutch.
So, like 2 years ago, I remember I'm flipping through the Explore page, right, and seeing shit, and I see this bright blue and purple chameleon pop up. I said, "What the fuck is this? This has got to be fake." And it's I go look at it, and it's the homie Don and Highlighter Chameleon. Shout out Don. You ain't gonna see this. He does cams, not ball pythons, but still, shout out Don. I go and look. I'm looking at these, bro. I go and look at all these. I'm just in complete shock that an animal can look like this, and these are real. I'm mind blown, right? So I go down the research rabbit hole, and I'm seeing everything, and I'm finding out everything, and I'm talking to some people that I can find and all that. So it became like a huge, like, mini passion project for me. They take up a shitload of space. I got these 24 by 48 tall cages. You know, they take. I got to live in a small place. I already got the two Freedom Breeder racks and the 60 clutch incubator and the 120 tub baby rack. Like, I don't really have no more space. So I was like, you know what? I really love these things. I really want to pursue them. So I figured out space to keep a pair, you know, one male, one female. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. Right. I'm just so passionate about it. We're over there I'm feeding them by hand every day. Like, I love these animals, man. And then when I was able to get a clutch out of them, and actually my first female died because my first female got egg bound, which is a common problem with cams. So,
is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, especially infertile eggs. I am not positive of the why. I just know that it is a common thing for them to get egg bound. And I'm not sure if it has something just to do with the direction of the fallopian tubes coming out their body and just how fat they can get with their 20 to 40 egg clutches and all that. If it flips them or how, I'm not exactly sure of the mechanic by which it happens.
Okay.
But so the first girl dies. I'm pretty crushed. I pick up another girl, get a clutch out of her, right? Awesome. 16 egg clutch, 16 egg clutches. Her first clutch. She was a younger girl. 10 of the eggs go bad in incubation, okay? And the incubation period is 6 to 12 months. It's forever. So you're just kind of sitting there. Yeah, bro, it's forever. So you're sitting there waiting. So room temp, 74.
Okay.
So I keep my house at 74 just because that's my ambient for the snakes too. So I just put them up in the closet and they're good to go. So 7.5 months in, seven and a half months in, you know, I see a pip and I got a little baby cam coming out. Bro, this is like some of the most proud I ever been. I remember being in the chats, like, damn, crying. I'm like, I can't believe this. Look at my little dinosaur, little tiny baby thing crawling across my finger, bro. It was the greatest thing ever. And I had them going, you know, I had them community tubbed. They were great for 5 weeks. Everybody's eating, everybody's good. And I pulled them into their individual tubs. And, you know, a week and a half later, you just watched them each one by one crash, one by one by one. And come in the next morning, another one's dead, man. That was hard. I talked to a lot of people trying to kind of figure out where I went wrong. I've determined where I think I went wrong. I believe it was a temperature issue because I noticed after the AC kind of hits low where the draft was going, and when I pulled them out the community tub and they went into a screen tub, I think they got too cold, and I think I gave them RIs. Because they keep a super wet environment because they need their humidity up if it gets too cold, and especially and then a baby, you have no room for error. This ain't like a ball python, where, I mean, they're almost freaking indestructible when they come out. You would think half the time, you know what I mean? You get the ones that don't eat for damn 2 years and all that shit, and they're fine. Right, 2 years exaggeration, 14 months. But you you screw up with a baby cam, it goes downhill quick. It goes downhill really quick, and the adults are hardy. I've never had an issue except for the egg binding with my female. I've never had an issue with my male, but the babies they crash super quick. And I didn't recognize the signs at that point because I hadn't had the experience for it. And it's unfortunate that you have to go through that loss to kind of get some of that experience. You know what I mean? But I think anybody that started breeding any animals, we reap the benefits now because they've been breeding ball pythons for 40 years. You know what I mean? They already went through the experience of loss and not understanding how to keep them properly. So there's experience that we'll learn from and we'll keep pushing, but it definitely, you know, and enough people encouraged me and picked me up, you know, and told me the right things. So we Gucci. I got the other clutches in there. It's on like 4 months. We'll see, you know, in 3 to 4 months. Let's make it happen now, you know. Got
you. So what other species outside of the cams and the ball pythons are you keeping?
So I have three other snake species. I have a pair of yellowtail cribos, which dry marcons. They are the absolute shit. They are freaking incredible. They're they're going to be a big colubrid species. They're pretty small. It's crazy, you know. This little tiny animal is going to turn into a 9-foot fucking tank when as adults. They're extremely intelligent. They're inquisitive. Like when you hold them, you know, a ball python ain't looking at you and observing. Like the snake is looking at you and observing you and watching your moves and shit. Like it's really cool species to work with. I would recommend it to anybody. Ridley eye cave dwelling rat snakes, which are absolutely beautiful. They have this like blue line over their eye. As adults, their OCC they go through, they turn into like this bright green, cream, orange color through half their body, and then the back end of their body is like this black with this stripe down, this yellow stripe down, bro. They're awesome. They're just super pretty. I remember seeing them in Daytona and just being like, man, these are incredible. And I got Joey D, shout out again, just corrupting the shit out of me. So I wanted to get more. I wanted to get into more colubrid species. Yeah, you know what I mean. And they're just, oh man, they're so beautiful. They're so fun. I can only handle my male because my female is a absolute fucking bitch. She as soon as you pull the hide off, she's tail wagging on you like you're a rattlesnake. She's biting the hell out of me anytime, bro. It's crazy. So yeah, she is not to play with. So I don't mess with her. But my male, I'm handling all the time. He's beautiful. And then I also keep African file snakes, cross the African file snakes. To me, that is the most underrated pet species there is. They're absolutely beautiful. I have purple lines. Just how they are, they're extreme. You keep them like ball pythons, basically. They come from the same area. They eat mice, rat, ASF, quail. They eat whatever. But they're just the way you handle them, man. They're so fun to handle. They're active, but they're not too active. The file snake breeders will tell you there's no record of a file snake biting anyone ever.
How big do they get?
5 feet, but they're nowhere. They're not thick. They're not big, thick animals. Yeah, they're like thinner, right? And they have they have keeled scales, so they have like the raised scales. They're just super fucking cool. And you get them in like the pink line, the purple line, or you get them in the jet black. And they're just it's a colubrid. It's just a really, really cool species. It's they're my favorite. I mean, that's my favorite snake to interact with outside of the cribos. Cribos is just different. It's like a different experience. But the file snakes are just, I think they're the most underrepresented pet snake. They're really cool. A lot of people have problems with them because when you bring them, a lot of wild caught. There's very few people that captive breed them. April from House Snakes Morphs and More, which is up in Central Florida near you. She's like the main producer of them. And a few other people have, a few clutches a year. So you just don't see them very often. The ones you do, you find wild caught ones, and they have issues with parasites and lungworm, and they die, and there's a big issue. So they kind of have like a bad rap, I think. But man, they're awesome. They're really awesome. They're truly an awesome experience. And I'm very thankful that I branched out and I took on diversity because it's made me a better keeper. You know what I mean? Keeping things that require different care. I pay more attention to my things. I'm looking more, and I just feel more well-rounded. And again, like we're going back to a previous conversation, I think this is about passion and helps really push the passion. I don't know how you could. I could be wrong. Maybe I offend somebody with this. I don't know how you could only keep ball pythons with a passion for reptiles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You should at least have interest in branching out to other things, because if we're passionate about these reptiles, or are you passionate about money? And I think. That's where the issue is, because there's not money in these species like that. You know what I mean?
Actually, I got a real quick question for you on that. But actually, give me 1 second because I gotta address the ops in the comments real quick.
What ops we got? Oh boy.
So Takar, please block Coach for this Gold Seminoles bullshit. I'm just playing. But I saw a meme the other day. And it was posted like on Facebook or something like that. But it was like ball python breeders don't really like ball pythons. They just like morphs and money. What are your thoughts on that?
All right. So, boy, how much we're going to offend some more people now. I talk about this in a lot of my chats a lot. I don't. You look at some of this shit. It ain't about how the snake looks. 90% of the time, it's about what genetics are tied to it and what the dollar sign value is on it. Because this is the only explanation for pushing some of these projects and pushing some of these animals that clearly are not visually appealing. Or when you have options that are similar, that are much more visually appealing that you can see. I know there's different strokes for different folks. Everyone's got different taste. You know what I mean? So I do know there's some of that, but I truly believe a lot of what the market it goes after and pushes, it's because it's got a dollar sign attached to it, and it's got a rarity. I'm not going. look, I'm not going to shit on things too much, but like that Monarch, we saw that Monarch push like a year ago, right? Maybe 8 months ago, we got that Monarch push because it was rare and expensive. You take a Monarch combo versus an Ultra Bell combo, it does not look as good. I'm sorry.
It doesn't.
Monarchs don't age as well. They don't age as well. They don't even look T positive when you start throwing the dark gene combos in it. But everybody's juicing this up, right? Because oh man, you hit that, man. Oh man, this world's first ever, this XYZ Monarch that looks like a brown snake. It doesn't look good, but in an Ultra Bell combo, it's vibrant, bright neon oranges. Somebody hit the same combo as my super nice Black Pastel Leopard Ultra Bell in Monarch. It looked brown. It didn't even look T positive. And I'm like, what are we doing? But that snake's only worth maybe $1,000, right? Versus the Monarch one that we're putting a fictitious price tag of $6,000 on.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to beat
all day.
And I'm not trying to beat up at the Monarch. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make it an Ultra Bell versus Monarch thing because I don't like that. I think they're clearly two different genes that do two different things. I don't like
100%.
I don't like the comparisons of Monarch to Ultra Bell where people say, oh, it's the same. You can do the same things. No, you cannot. You just cannot. Ace. Almost the spot nose Monarch Clown is a dope animal. It looks really good. It does look really good. The spot nose Ultra Mel Clown is a dope animal. I think the spot nose Ultra Mel Clown ages better than the spot nose Monarch Clown. They're both amazing animals.
I like them both, but clearly, like, just if my preference is Ultra Male, like all day. Like I do like both of them. I've seen some nice Monarch animals, but my preference is Ultra Male. Like I like the combos that I see. I just like it better. Like Ultra Male ages super well. It holds a lot of the colors nicely, and just the examples of the combos that I've seen look better to me. You know what I mean?
When you side by side. No, yeah, and no, of course. And when you side by side the same combos, they look better to me. And I'm not hating on it, but I can't see the majority of people looking at it and thinking different than me. You know what I mean? Like I know they don't, but we're still pushing this project and charging these price tags because it has a price tag. Because there's only one or two of them in the world versus the 400 available Ultra Mels. But the Ultra Mel's a better looking animal.
Yeah, I agree 100%, bro. 100%. Hey, when we come back from the sponsor break, I do want to talk about like the challenges of like keeping multiple species of animals and stuff like that. But I do want to hit this sponsor break real quick. So we'll be right back. Y'all stick around, man.
Known for his innovative approach to genetic shed testing and top quality ball pythons, Grey Rider Reptiles also excels in exceptional customer service and responsiveness. With a quick turnaround time, Charlie ensures you get the service you want and need. Visit shedtesting.com to explore his offerings and experience the best in the business. Don't miss out. Head to shedtesting.com today and unlock the power of your breeding projects.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Big shout out to the sponsors, man. Appreciate you, Charlie. Appreciate you, Jason. And appreciate you, Big Mac, man. Really appreciate everything y'all doing. As a matter of fact, man, we got both in the chat right now. What's good, Charlie? Shedtesting.com. What's good, Jason? Peace and love, my brother. So, bro, challenges with keeping multiple species.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. A lot, some of it, your routine changes because when you keep one species, you do kind of the same thing, right? I change water this day and this day. I feed this day. I scrub this section of tubs this week, and then this one, and then this one, right? Don't work the same when you got multiple species. Like my dry marconi, they're still babies. They eat 3 times a week. Yeah, and they're eating different prey every time. I got pinkies, I got quails, I got chunks of ball python. I got I'm feeding them a varied diet. So it becomes, you got to just be a lot more in tune. The chameleons, I got automatic sprayers on them, but I'm feeding them the crickets every day. I'm feeding them their worms every day. I'm hand feeding them every day because I want to continue that interaction and that trust. So they'll climb out. My male will climb out on me. When they talk about leaving a chameleon alone, they're not social. I put my hand in there, he'll climb out on me because we've built that relationship. Temperatures, I got herp stat 4s all over the building, which is, by the way, if you ain't rocking with a herp stat, you fucking up. And especially get yourself a 4.
I love my herp stats, bro.
Bro, the herp stats ain't nothing better, man. So I got a 4, so I'm able to just I could just put a probe on another one and change my settings. So I got my night drive on my colubrids. I got the night drops, and I got the way lower temperatures in the day. I got different bedding. I got one of them was on aspen, one of them was on cocoa. I got to have different humidities. I got humid hides. There's just like, you're not on autopilot, man. Ball pythons, you can be on autopilot. When I had just ball pythons, I was on autopilot for a lot of the time, and you lose. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but you lose. It's not as fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's not as fun, man. When you're just on autopilot and doing the same thing every week, your pair and you're pulling eggs is still exciting and all that stuff, but you're just doing the same thing, man. You get these other species. To work with, man. Your passion. If you ain't keeping another species yet, I'm telling you right now, go find that. Take that one that you've looked at that you've always wanted to. Go get it. Go cop that and just see how much more you build your passion for these animals and you even have a bigger appreciation for your ball pythons then when you're just more. I'm just so much more in tune with them now. You know what I mean? Like this girl, I had a girl that laid yesterday. She laid 9 months and 28, and she laid 9 months and 28 days after her last clutch. That's the quickest turnaround I've ever heard of. Okay. So she laid 5 on December 29th and she laid 7 yesterday. All right. I noticed because I feel I'm so much more in tune with my animals now. Like I saw her building and doing all the signs. If I was on autopilot, I wouldn't have. So I paired her earlier because I'm like, damn, look at the way she's feeding. Look at the way she's sitting and all that. But that's because I'm more in tune with my animals right now. And that I couldn't say that would have happened before I kept other species because it was just like, okay, 5 months, I'll start pairing. And then once a month, I'm going to do this or that. Bro, I jammed three locks into her in like 5 weeks, and then she ovulated. I said, what the hell?
Oh, nice.
She ovulated, damn, 7 months after she laid. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'd have completely missed that clutch had I not been really in tune with my animals. So, and I'm not saying you can't do it if you're just in ball pythons, but I know that it's become that much more. The ball pythons, you might leave for 2 days, 3 days before you go check on them. I would never, but I know people do, right? I can't do that with the chameleons. I can't do that with the colubrids. I'm in them tubs every day, and if I'm in them tubs every day, might as well be in all the other ones too. So
got you. So I saw you holding the bowlings. When you gonna pick that up,
bro? All right, so that was, and I know some people. That's another one. People are like, oh, it's only cool because it's a price tag. It's only cool because it's so rare and it's expensive. Now that animal's fucking cool, dog. Like the look of it, when you feel it, when you handle it, the way it moves, the way it looks at you, it moves so intentionally. They're not like they move slow, like they just move very intentionally. They're very gentle. When you see the adults, and I've never got to handle or see an adult, of course, in person. These were yearlings, but you see the videos of them and all that. They're arboreal. They're just that jet black and all the iridescence on them. They're just absolutely gorgeous. The way that, and then you can make these amazing enclosures for them that they're climbing all over and all that. Man, that's been a bucket list item for a while. I got 35 pairings this year. If I have a good season, I don't think I need a pair because breeding them is so damn hard, and the requirements that you need for them is so damn hard. I don't know if I want to go down there, but I might treat myself to a pet. I might treat myself to one as a pet because
I've never seen a small one in person. I have seen like 2 adults in person. I saw them last year, man. They was absolutely nuts. But I've never seen like a younger one in person. But I noticed like on your picture, and I had heard about this, but again, I hadn't seen the smaller ones in person. Like I noticed like that the red tint to them.
Yeah.
And then over time they get darker and darker and darker. But yeah, super cool species. So whose Bolins was it? And did they have them for sale or was it just
So it was the guy that was running the show, Ryan.
Okay, nice.
He had them for sale. They were $20K for the pair, and he did sell them. So you don't see very many bred Bolins don't come along very often. So I mean, if I don't got money like that, you know what I mean, in that moment. If I did, but the right person did. Yeah, man, it's a cool. These that were yearlings, so they still have their red tint to it. You could see some of it in the picture there, but like its head has already started blackening, and you could see the iridescence. But it's just a cool species. It's a cool species, man. It's a super cool species. So definitely on the list of something I'd love to get one day. But I definitely think it's pet only. That and a chondro. I want to add a chondro one day. I always say I think they're amazing, and the red neos just do something for me. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I told MJ always, like, when you produce, like, I'm going to pick one up from you. So now he's produced. I need him to I need him to get at me. So that's another one I want as a pet. You know what I mean? I'll do it right in the tub and listen to what I'm told. And then once it gets to a point where it can be in a display animal, you know, my girl's super into plants and all that stuff. I'll let her deck that shit out. And it's going to be an amazing display animal. You know what I mean?
Nice. So I can't believe we almost an hour into the show, bro. And we ain't talked about your extreme disdain for pastel.
We ain't talked about my mortal enemy, bro. So, all right, what do you want to know about it? What do you want to know about my crusade?
So, actually, let's start like before the crusade started. After the crusade started, let's talk about like the last clutch you had with that confusion male, man. Because I did not see pastel in that snake, bro.
No. I got a confusion leopard spot nose yellow belly double head clown pipe, and he was very expensive when I bought him because that was not a combo you saw very often 2 years ago, right? I wanted to work confusion clowns, and I ended up going that way instead of going with a visual due to the fact that with the yellow belly, with the spot nose, and then going into my hurricane and my red stripe, I just saw the potential. I was okay with chasing a few odds because I had so much more potential.
Right.
So I breed him this year. You've seen him. I can't. Now in the aftermath, and see now a couple other people have hit some other similar combos. I can see where he's lighter and brighter. I always attributed it to the spot and the yellow belly. But so I bred him to 4 girls. Only 2 of them went. One of them just ovulated, so she's actually going to be first clutch at 25. I ain't paired her since June, and then she ovulated last week.
Oh wow!
Or she actually pre-lay shed. She pre-lay shed a couple days ago. So I thought she wasn't going to go, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, that's an ovulation. Dope. She didn't look like it. She was eating still. She stopped eating like 7-8 days before she ovulated. It was wild. So I go to cut this clutch, and I remember I posted up like, oh, I'm gonna cut this clutch. 5 codoms, none of them are pastel. 5 codom clown cuts, none of them are pastel. Like, so I go cut this clutch, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, damn, why it look like that? That's crazy. That's a weird confusion. Has a weird interaction. Until the damn Batman, the confusion yellow belly Batman, flipped its head like 2 days later, and I got a shot of its head, and I mean that's oh boy. And then the one I was like, I still was kind of trying to pretend like maybe that was a weird cinnamon confusion spot nose reaction, and then the pastel yellow belly leopard put its head out, and then it was undeniable. Nah.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Nah, not. It didn't happen
like
to me.
This. Not like this,
bro. This was like, at that point, I thought that was going to be my only clutch of these, so that was like a pretty highly anticipated clutch too. And I fucking hit amazing animals, bro. Like, I got great odds that confusion yellow belly Batman is a female. Like the all gener cinnamon is just bonkers, his pattern and everything. And I got this dope confusion leopard cinnamon yellow belly that it's just crazy. That's the only one that didn't hit pastel. But I'm like, man, it was hard. It hit me. I mean, it hurt seeing pastel and all those animals. I mean, I might have held the whole clutch back.
Yeah, bro. I didn't
just
not know that male had pastel because
bro,
I don't know if you remember me telling you, but I got a leopard
Yeah.
spot nose confusion het clown male.
Yeah.
And yours was a little lighter than mine, but I was like, oh damn, the yellow belly setting that off.
Yep. That's what I thought it was, but it turns out it's pastel. Not to be fair, I'm still confirming it. I sent the shed out this week to RGI. Sorry, Charlie, you don't have pastel yet. I would have sent it to you, but I sent it out to RGI to confirm on the pastel, and the breeder who made him. We've had some great conversations. You know what I mean? And he, you know, we're gonna make it right in the end. I would never buy a pastel animal. Like I gotta very specify. I do not like the gene. I didn't like it from the beginning. I don't like what it does to the head. That's like my biggest issue with it. How it whites out the head, especially in clown. Obviously, we know it doesn't age well, but I'm not even saying these animals are beautiful still. Like they are beautiful, and I'm not hating on it from that. Everybody thinks I hate it because I don't know, because the market tells you to hate it or something like that. No, from the before I even knew what a damn clown was, like I did not like that white blushed out head. It's not my thing. It is the one trait about it. No matter how dope the body is on those snakes, the damn head just ugh.
That's what I wish was different. That's what I wish was different. Like that's the thing that like kind of like stands out to me, especially like in my clown projects, is that whited out head.
Shout out Justin. I didn't want to put him out there like that, but shout out Justin in the comments. I appreciate you, my boy.
Big shout out to
Justin's the man. And he got nothing but fucking bangers. So if you need shit, you go through them. We got fooled, but he's taking care of it. And that male is a crazy example. So it's all good, man. Justin
keeping that male. What's your plan for that male?
We're talking about it still. We're gonna wait till that test comes back just to confirm the pastel. I mean, obviously there's pastel in the clutch, and mom isn't a pewter, but I have her shed too, just in case. Maybe we want to make sure where it's at, and then we're gonna talk about it. So it ain't like he ignored me and told me to piss off and said it was codoms, like I've heard some people do. Well, sorry, codoms aren't accurate. No, we had a conversation. He got on the phone with me. That's a man right there, and that's customer service. That's how you do it. That was the most expensive snake I'd ever bought. Had that came back like that for me, and he was just like, "Oh, sorry, sucks for you." Like how crushing that would have been for me, and how much I got a big enough platform. I would have ran my mouth too. So.
Big shout out.
Justin is a real one, man. He's super real, and anybody that needs some high end shit, he's got crazy shit. Bro, post your snakes up, dog. Stop playing around because you got fire.
So, how many, aside from like what you just hatched, how many pastel animals do you got?
I have one.
You got one?
I legitimately own one. I own one girl. She's a pastel super stripe. She was the third animal I bought. I got her in a group that I bought my rack when I bought my first fucking racks. She's from the beginning, right? So she came with it. I needed the rack. That was the only rack available. I had to take her, even though I knew I didn't like pastel at the time. But she was also a breeder female, ready to go. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to make some head ultra mills. I made some head ultra mills. I got two of her daughters breeding now that I made from my first season.
Okay, nice.
But I ended up she's extremely pretty. Pastel does work well in yellow belly complex combos, pastel freeways, highways, super stripes. They're pretty animals. And now with my desire, I want to vend once a month is my goal, is vending, but I'm going to be vending. You need pet animals on the table, man. A lot of that stuff sells quick, right? You know what I mean? You need those pet animals, and she makes beautiful animals. She's consistent every year. She gave me 11 eggs this year. I'm just going to hold back a highway this year, a highway head ultra mill, and I'm just going to breed it to her and make a clutch as a super stripe, ivories, and highways. And that I'm going to make that every year, so I have some pets on the table. But that'll be the one pastel animal I keep. That for just because she's consistent, little bit of sentiment value, a little bit of sentimental value. But as long as I'm going to do a show every, shows as often as I plan on it, I need those animals. They fly when you price them right. So.
That's actually a great segue into something else I wanted to get into, which was like the goals like for the upcoming year. So talk about some of your goals and kind of like what the steps are to get to it. So
this year so back in 2021 when I really started making like my first investment stuff, like 2025 was always the year. This was the prove it year. I built a lot of stuff, grew up a lot of stuff to come towards this year. So it's all coming together. Like I said, I got 35 pairings. I have 24 ultra male pairings.
24?
Yeah, I have 24 different ultra male pairings.
Oh,
I have Blackhead, Batman, Ultramel Clown pairings, 3 of them. I have Ultramel Pied, Super OD Ultramel Pied, Super OD YB Ultramel Pied, Leopard Ultramel Pieds. I got 4 different Super OD YB codon with different codon pairings. I got 4 different pairings with Blackhead Mystic, Mahogany Spectre Ultramel male that's going to be going into Super Stripe and Super Spectre Ultramel like I'm trying to go after like super high codon, dark codon animals. I got the Ultramel Hypo stuff. This I've talked up the gimmick for a while. You know, like my goal is the King of Ultramel, the King of Ultramel, the King of Ultramel. There's a lot. Shout out Portuguese Pythons, man. That boy makes fucking gorgeous Ultramel. Shout out Jason, he's got gorgeous Ultramels. You know what I mean? So when I talk like that, shout out Embers, they got gorgeous Ultramels. There's a lot of good Ultramel in the game. I mean no disrespect to anybody when I say that, but like this is my that's my lane. That's the lane I want to be in. That's the lane I always envisioned myself being on. Again, when you go back to walking through a show, if I got 4 displays and 3 of them are Ultramel, that stands out. That's gonna look different. You know what I mean? I think it is the absolute. I think it's the best aging snake. You know,
what was that first Ultramel combo? You said Ultramel pairing. You said
Blackhead, Batman, Ultra Clowns. I have 3 of those.
Okay.
I got 3 different shots at that. And that male, he got his first date last week and locked up within 3 hours. My boy is ready to roll. So we're really excited about that.
If you account the Lilac combo, you might hit a triple.
We'll see what happens.
Blackhead, Spot Nose, Ultramel, Clown.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Takar, close your ears for this, but holla at me once you hatch that stuff.
Yeah. So there should be some crazy shit, man. And then like I saw shout out Krista Neurophi. She just got this like Hurricane Ultramel that I seen when she posted the picture up, man. That shit is insane, bro. Just a single copy of Hurricane Ultra. I couldn't believe how good it was. So I changed the pairing to my Hurricane Clown. I'm gonna breed the Batman to her. Try to make some spot nose Hurricane Clowns that are head ultra tested for head Ultramel, because I want to go. I got to get Hurricane into it now too. You know what I mean? And it's just like I'm really excited. I got 3 DG Clown pairings. What else I got? I got 3 Dreamsicle pairings. This is the year, man. I got, like I said, 35 pairings. I'm hoping there's still some young girls, and I learned my lesson on young girls not going last year. So I'm hoping to get in that 24 to 26 range.
Gotcha.
And then a show a month. I want to be able to prove that I've built my brand up enough and trust in myself enough and reputation enough that I can sell these animals. You know what I mean? That's the other challenge. You can go out and make all the clutches you want, but if you don't have that trust and that reputation, you ain't selling shit. Especially not when we're starting to talk about some of these animals that are going to be expensive too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of these animals are going to be expensive. So, and that's kind of the goal, is to see where it is. And if I can make enough money to, my only financial goal, right, is I want to break even every year. That's all I want, because I want to do this. You know what I mean? I don't have to make this giant profit. You want to make money, right? But I want to make sure I break even. And then after that, I want to make enough money so that I can continue to make upgrades on my collection. You have to do that. You have to bring in new stuff. You know what I mean? Like the reason I have my Black Pastel Leopard Ultra Head Hypo up for sale right now. That's a gorgeous animal. It got more attention at the show than anything else I had on the table. But I got those genes in females already, so I'm not really kicking my collection up a little bit. So I want to bring in a Confusion Ultramel, because I want to bring in a new layer to my Ultramel game on it too. So. You get enough money to make some of that, and then maybe a little bit extra scratch so I can take the kids to Disney once a year. You know what I mean? I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm happy. And if we got a good year, and I can buy a Bolin's too. Let me add 1 pet species a year. Let me buy my girlfriend an outfit and a couple expensive plants to keep her happy, because I put a lot of time into this. She's got to put up with that too. So,
is she big into the plants?
She loves plants. She's got some really dope ass plants. She got this variegated banana that's like, I love that damn plant. It's cool as hell. I can't wait for it to fruit and I can eat some damn. You know what variegated is, when they got the white shit through them.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the actual bananas come out like pied. It's pied. It's basically pied for a plant. Let's call it what it is, right? So
Okay.
it's basically a pied plant. And then the bananas, when it grows bananas, come out looking the same, like with all the white patches and striping on. But I can't wait. That shit's so cool. So
Man, at the Charlotte show, man, it was this dude, I think it's a company called Prop and Grow. Like he had like this big plant set up. He had all kinds of plants, man. It looked like a jungle. You know what I mean? Dude was like super busy, like all day Saturday, all day Sunday, just going. The plant world crazy. I didn't realize like how big of an industry that was, and like how passionate like those people are about like the plants and stuff. It's super dope.
It's same like snakes. And ain't nobody know that the snakes is the way it is until you get into it. And you're like, holy shit, look at all this money and all this and this growth and all that. It's the same with the plants. I had no idea until I met her and started looking at it. She took me to this plant party, a plant party at this big nursery. Bro, there was like 1,000 people in there buying. They had plants that was up to $7,000, and people out there buying them. Like, oh, we're having a good time buying plants. I kill a plant way easier than I'll kill a snake. That scared the shit out of me. I'd be scared as hell paying that.
Yeah, I'd be scared too. Like I ain't got a green thumb at all. But it's cool though, like to see like that same passion, you know what I'm saying? Because talking to people and just hearing them give their thoughts and opinions on what they do and stuff like that. It's like I don't know a lot about not pets, but plants, but I can recognize passion. And I see that same look in your eyes is that same look in my eyes when I'm talking about like reptiles and stuff like that. And so it was a cool experience, and I'm definitely looking forward to going back. You should check out that show. It
was a bad weekend this year. It was her daughter's birthday, so there was no option.
Okay.
But next year, if it lands on a different weekend, we definitely want to go. I
So
definitely want to go up there.
April 11th and 12th is the next time they're gonna have it in Charlotte.
Oh yeah. Oh, we might be able to do that then. We might be able to go. I know she'd really love it. And we've talked about the potential crossovers in the future of being able to, maybe we get, an end cap and she can set up on one of the sides doing her plants and stuff. We talked about she could set up and deck out like enclosures, you know what I mean? Like, and set them up in a bioactive with live plants and all that stuff and sell them at the show. I think there's a lot of cool crossovers we can both do. If she's going to sit there with me all weekend, she might as well get some of her passion out too. So,
oh yeah, that'll be cool. And that'll be something else to help you stand out too.
Yeah, for sure. And and I'm all about. That's why you see, if you see my display, like I get extra table. Like I buy extra put in the back so I can put my banner up. I want to stand out. Like I want you to see me from across the room and know who I am, because you're just a sea of other vendors until you stand out. And she's in marketing for her job. She's a director of marketing for a large company, and so she's constantly coming up with these, giving me these ideas, and we're looking at shit and looking at what other people doing, and she's looking at how other things people are doing in other industries at expos and stuff, and we're really like, okay, we got to get this monitor, we got to get these LED signs, we got like, how do we stand out and speak up? Because my animals and customer service is going to speak for itself, but how do I stand up to get even more to get the people at the table? So it's great, man. I really appreciate her. She's been amazing. I've been divorced for a long time with me and my ex get along great, but having her come into my life and really, she wouldn't touch a snake when she met me. You know what I mean? She was scared. She said, I'm never going to touch them. And she over here, she loves the snakes now. She loves the babies.
Oh, nice.
She over here holding them, you know what I mean? And she's really invested in helping me be better. And that's the type of partner you need. So I really appreciate that.
Gotcha. So talk about like work-life balance and stuff like that, like with working full-time, obviously having a family and stuff like that. So talk about like some of your biggest like challenges and whatnot with work-life balance.
Time. Ain't no bigger challenge than time, my friend. And it's hard for me because where I work now, it's about an hour commute. So that's another 2 hours. It's 3 sometimes with traffic that I lose a day. Got to fit my gym in. I've lost 55 pounds over the last few months. Shout out to Greg, GVL Fitness, or AAA Reptiles. That's my boy. He's my coach, and he really helps push me to be better on that. So, and then the animals and the kids and everything else, it is a balancing act at times, and you got to really kind of look and prioritize sometimes where you're going and making sure you're prioritizing your time properly. Like you can't. The snake's got to eat. The snake's got to be taken care of. You can't just leave them. You know what I mean? So that's got to be fit in. So then where do I got to make other sacrifices still to make sure they go? I won't sleep as much as I should. That's definitely where I cut into some of it. But you figure it out. I mean, you make a balance because you're always going to do and make time for what you need to do, you know, for what you want. And I think it's really important. We have a short life, man. We have a very short time on this earth in relation to things, man. We are just a blip in time on the radar. You've got to make the most out of it, man. Do everything that you can, you know what I mean? And chase everything. Love hard every day and really go after your passions every day. It's up to you to really to formulate that. And I try, you know, sometimes I'd be tired and I want to be lazy and all that, but you really gotta, the animals stop you from doing that. Cause on like tomorrow I'm off. That would be a great day to sleep in and be lazy, but now I got to get up. I got to take care of the animals. I got to help her. She got her daughter an axolotl. I got to help set up the enclosure and take care of that. I got to get my kids. We got to go to a pumpkin patch. Like we got stuff to do. Ain't no time to waste, you know? So I think it's just really, I plan a lot of stuff. I try to plan and be ahead of myself, scheduling and things like that, and making sure that I'm very successful at work still. Getting out of the restaurant industry was a big help because I used to work, 12+ hour days every day, and that was.
You're a chef, right?
I was an executive chef for 16 years.
Nice.
I'm not anymore. Now, I'm a director of food now for a retailer, but I work, maybe 45 hours a week. I get every other weekend off. I have PTO that they make me take. I'm not there every night, weekend and holiday. I think I used to be in the chef world, and I'm used to doing 65, 70 hours a week for so long. That would be unsustainable with the rest of my life right now. So I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to change my career and get into a different place and be able to really chase more of my passions. And now hopefully in the future, I can continue to even push it even more as people, because I'm very good at what I do, but nobody looks at it as other than you work in a restaurant, even though in my position, you're rarely even working with food. You're running a business and you're managing and you're leading. That's the majority of your job. It's just kind of trying to keep push that, you know what I mean? And really showing that so I can continue to improve my life for my kids. I paid for volleyball for 3 years and never watched a volleyball game because I worked every weekend. Couldn't get off. Couldn't get off. So now being able to go and see that.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's rough. And Godspeed to anybody that still does it. But I try to tell everybody, I tell them when I talk to them, like, there's more to life. You don't got to be out there doing that. There's more to life. Take the leap, take the sacrifice. It took me 182 job applications to get my job.
You said 182?
182. 16 months, 182 job applications. But it was 100% worth it. Even though I drive up to 3 hours a day, I wouldn't trade that for anything. Even my work day plus that 3 hours is less than I used to just work. So, yeah, man.
Restaurant life is crazy, man. I worked in restaurants for years. I ain't gonna lie, like I had a lot of fun doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. When you're 24.
Exactly. I was just about to say, especially when I was younger, man, it was just basically one big party, and I was built different then too. You know what I'm saying? I can go work all day, go party all night, get like maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep, and come back to work.
Bro, you worked in the industry. That's what you do. That's what you did, bro. Bro, I remember nights we would be up playing. This is how dumb we was. This was like 2010, right? When Four Locos was the thing, bro. We'd be up playing Four Loco Pong, beer pong with fucking Four Locos. Like 5 a.m, maybe you passed out, and I had to be to work. I had to be to work at 7. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
Man, like restaurant. Crazy, man. Like I saw all kind of crazy stuff at restaurants and parties and stuff like that. I had a lot of fun though, but as I got older, it just wasn't the life for me.
It's not a sustainable life for anybody, man. Especially once I had kids and my life slowed down, and I don't want to be in that anymore. It's just not sustainable. It's the best decision I ever made in my life, man. Because I couldn't be where I am today with these reptiles. I couldn't be where I am with my personal life. If it was with my children, if it wasn't for making that decision to get out of that industry. And I was good. I was damn good at it too. Don't let nobody fool you.
What's your specialty? Like, what's your best dish?
So Cajun Creole is like my main style. So like Cajun Creole fusion and stuff like that. So typically, if I'm making something for somebody, people are coming over, something like that, I like to do like New Orleans barbecue shrimp. Or I make like a house-made Worcestershire sauce. Take like 4 days. I got to do it. And you reduce all that, a whole shitload of butter, and then you make some like tasso cornbread shit. It pop off like that, you know what I mean? So
yeah, you got me hungry now.
Yeah, me and Pat, North Florida, Cold Blood, Gross and Balls, Pat. Yeah. We always talk about, man, in Daytona, we gonna just chef it up, get in the spot and chef it up, and then we never do it. So maybe next year is the year, Pat. I'm holding you accountable. We're gonna go Iron Chef it off for everybody. So
yeah, y'all should do that. I forgot Pat was a chef too. Pat is a chef too.
Pat good as fuck. He much better with the creativity and food side than I ever was. I made my money and my name off of my business ability and my financial acumen. Like I would take a business that you were running maybe a 3% of the bottom line, and I was making 12% within a year. I was very good at I am very good at the business side. Pat, boy, that boy can cook. That boy can cook. I can cook, but I might need to be his sous chef. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. That is what's up, man. And so as far as like the shows, kind of getting back to that piece of it, you said one per month. Do you have like specific shows identified, or are you still kind of working through that?
So unfortunately, it's the waiting list to get into some of this shit is hard. And I've been on the waiting list for the Orlando Repticon for a year, for the Tampa Repticon for a year. I can't get into them yet. So I'm gonna keep pushing at it. Ideally, I'm gonna hit whichever one. We got a damn show almost every week in Florida. You know what I mean? And I'm okay. Like I used to live in Destin, so I'm happy to go to Fort Walton one time because I love that area and go and visit back where I used to be at. You know what I mean? I'll do a Jacksonville, I'll do Orlando, Tampa, whatever. I just got to get into them, and so that's where I'm kind of going to be pushing at right now. The next one I got Pines in December.
Okay.
I know. There's Kissing Me in Orlando coming up in like January, February that I got to get on that list and keep trying and keep pushing. So once I get them, I ain't gonna give that spot up though, because I really enjoy shows. They're really, really fun. Introverted ass me. I'm introverted. I'm introverted personally, but like I've always been super extroverted at work. Like when I'm on the clock, you know what I mean? Like once I leave, I don't want to talk. Like I'm drained, you know what I mean? And when I'm doing a show or when I'm talking about these reptiles, like I'm on the clock. So I am super extrovert. I know somebody earlier was saying, I can't see Brock being an introvert. Not in my real personal life, I am very introverted. But when I'm on the clock, I'm on the clock, bro. I'm punching it.
I think that's a common theme with a lot of people. Like personally, like you introverted, but like when it's like business, you know what I mean? Or social media and stuff like that, you got to come out that shell.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
You think about doing any out of state shows?
I would probably George. I don't want to go anywhere. I got to fly. Like if I got to ship the animals or anything, so it would still need to be within driving distance. And maybe Georgia would be able to do. You know what I mean? But I don't know how much further I'd go to that because I would want to take the girls with me. You know that they're a part of this. They really enjoy it, and I think they're actually don't tell them they're a good part of the sales team. So they earn. They earn their toys and shit, you know what I mean, with what they do. But we got into this together. I don't really like not including them in it. So, I'll go to Tinley. Even if I could get into vend, I don't know that I'd want to vend so much.
Okay.
I want to go to market myself and talk and see people, you know what I mean? But it'd be really, I just don't. I would feel bad. I don't think it's right for me not to have the girls with me. They have the kids with me. And my girlfriend and her daughter have really become part of the team. I want the team there. You know what I mean? What we were able to accomplish this weekend, that was because of the team. I couldn't do that on my own. So
100%, man. And it's dope too that you recognize that, man. I say all the time, man, like none of us could get where we are, regardless of where we are, like alone. Like at some point in the way, somebody has helped you and people will help you. So definitely a big shout out to you for like acknowledging and giving that recognition too.
For sure.
Cool, man. So we almost at an hour and a half, man. We getting close to wrap up time. Before we wrap it up, is there anything else that you want viewers to know? Any announcements, stuff like that? Floor is yours.
No, I mean, make sure you following us. I know you probably already are on Instagram. Follow our Morph Market. We're gonna start having some drops on animals coming up soon. Let me plug. You got Bosa's. We got an auction coming up for Bosa on Keys channel. I think it's on Keys channel.
Oh, word?
Yeah, supporting Bosa is coming up on Keys channel in the beginning. I want to say it's the beginning of November. You're supporting Keys or supporting Bosa. He's dealing with a situation right now, so we want to really support that. And Bosa brings the whole community together. Yeah, hit up Keys. You know, I
link up with Keys on that.
Yeah, I donated and I donated a $200 gift card to it. Bose has given so much to everybody in this community. There's nobody in this chat that ain't been touched by him at some point. And I think it's a really important time for the community to stand up and give back to him when he's in need. So I was happy to donate to it, and I know a lot of other people did. I think it's going to be a great time. So let me use my floor to push that, you know, because I know that's something he would do too. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, you know, check us out. You know, check us out on Morph Market on Instagram, on YouTube. I keep saying I'm gonna do better at YouTube. Editing YouTube videos annoys me. I'm not gonna lie. So I be struggling with it sometimes, but I know I got to do better because a lot of people at the show that like aren't snake people talked about seeing our YouTube this weekend and taking our business. Oh, you got a YouTube? I'm gonna go check it out. Like I know that it's important, so I'm gonna push that a little bit more.
Yeah, I call that time that I'm procrastinating when it's time to edit. I call it dreaditing.
Bro, I have like six videos that I've recorded that I just refuse to sit down and edit and put together. So you know, just stay what I had said earlier, you know, I think it's extremely important. If I could leave anything with anybody that's watching this right now and that's gonna watch on the replay, man, have passion, man. Operate in this game with passion and bring other people in, recruit them. Your passion is infectious, man. Your passion is going to be infectious. And then when you show your genuine, true self to these other people, they're going to want to be a part of this community. Even if they may not even know reptiles, they might not know that. You know what I mean? They might like snakes, but they don't know that about this community. Really show them that. And that's what's going to bring them. We're all going to benefit from that. So please, all of you that see this, man, operate out of passion, out of love, want to do this, want to be the best of it, embrace your community. We are such a small percentage. We all need to be fighting the same fight, not against each other. Be on the same team, every one of y'all, man. I love all y'all, even if I hate Pastel and I don't like Monarch and I say shit, but you know, I love all of y'all. I got no beef. You know what I mean? So I think we have a beautiful future in this hobby. Every one of us. I love where the hobby's going. The market isn't dead. Work your animals. Make beautiful projects. Go after what you like, man. Make beautiful animals. Show that shit off. Have fun. So
100%, bro. And like just listening to you, talking to you and whatnot, it's abundantly clear that the passion is there, man. So this was a super dope episode, man. I really appreciate it. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Can you hang around like a few minutes until
I got you.
To not talk about Ultra Male Clown stuff?
No, I got you.
Everybody in the chat, man, everybody who on the replay game, man, really appreciate all y'all coming through. Shout out to the audio only gang. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting, holding us down each and every week, man. We really appreciate it. Be sure to tune in to the second episode of Clutch Conversations tonight. We got like a real quick pre-recorded episode where I was chatting with Robin from Redline Shipping. We giving the rundown for AnimalCon 2024. If you can't catch it when it premiere, definitely check it out on the replay. Just really appreciate the support, man. Really appreciate y'all rocking with us. But that's gonna do it for tonight for Clutch Conversations. I'm Mike. The lovely lady behind the scenes is Takar. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks.
In the spot, they know the deal. Chilling with that thrill. From the bottom to the top, I'm the king of the hill. Still eyes on me, feel the heat. It's a thrill feel. Got the shine in my hand, man. It's giving them chills. Still they wanna taste, they wanna see what's in my sleep. Believe got that fire in my grip. Yeah, they need the fiend. No counterfeit, no tricks. Just the realest thing. Pure and uncut. Got them down, dropping to their knees. Freeze. It's that glass, baby, crystal clean, pristine. Make you wanna dive deep like you living in a dream. Got them hooked on the vibe like an addicted fiend. This that glass, baby, you know what I mean. In the night it glows, whole place lit, can't quit. Every eyes on me, they can handle this shit. Hit, feel the rush, feel the push, yeah, it's too legit bliss. Once you get a taste, ain't no way you'll quit this. Pure like the rain, cold like the snow. Yo, they crave for the touch, yeah, they wanna know. Dope, what's the secret mojo? Got that perfect glow, you know. Take a hit of this life, let your worries go slow, slow. That glass, baby, crystal clean, pristine. Make you wanna dive deep like you living in a dream. Got them hooked on the vibe like an addicted fiend. This that glass, baby, you know what I mean. They come from miles around just to get a glimpse. Whispering in Making deals with pimps. Got that high grade shit, make the whole world limp. Glimpse, I'm the dealer of dreams, call me the main event set. Ain't no fakes, ain't no lies, it's the realest deal. Chill, got them looking for that glass, yeah, they love to feel real. I'm the plug, I'm the source, got that golden seal. This that glass, baby, now you know it's real. This that glass, baby, crystal clean, pristine. Make you wanna dive deep like you living in a dream. Got them hooked on the vibe like an addicted fiend. This that glass, baby, you know what I mean. In the end, they all come back, craving more and more. Once you get a taste, ain't no closing that door. I'm the king of the game, hear the lion roar. This that glass, baby, and it's what you're here for. In the end, they all come back, craving more and more. Once you get a taste, ain't no closing that door. I'm the king of the game, hear the lion roar. This that glass, baby, and it's what you're here for.
Subscribe, follow, rate, and then